we're going to give it a minute or two as usual to send notifications out, and I'm going to do all messages, and I need to put subscribers only mode as usual for at least a minute. That way we don't get a bunch of spam and bots and all of that fun stuff here. So I'm going to actually, while we're waiting for notifications to be sent out, I am going to refill my water bottle here. So we'll take care of that. I think I'm a little early. What time is it right now? 3:59. Yeah, I'm just slightly early here. We'll give it just a minute to send notifications out, to get some people in the house, and then we will start our weekly game night. I gotta say, I just bought this water mug. I hate the sippy type shit. So hard to drink out of. I see we got one in the house. Welcome in. We're just giving it a minute or two here so we can get notifications sent out and get more people in the house here. Oh. I'm hoping that we'll see Georgianne in today's live stream. So hopefully notifications are going out. It's 4 o'clock now. And we could get a couple people in here, can say our hellos, talk about what we're going to do today for game night, and start the show. Meanwhile, the DOG is hanging out in the shade. It is a high of 85 degrees here in Williams even. So, little hot still, but, I mean, I'm not sitting in the shade right now, but I picked a camping spot where you could easily move around, and it's not too bad. Plus, there's a nice breeze today. And I was looking, I think tomorrow's 84 as a high, and then it drops back down to the mid to high 70s, which is perfect. Okay, I see we got 2 people in the house. Welcome in. We'll just give it one more minute here to get some notifications sent out, get some more people in the house. We got 3 in the house now, so I take it notifications are going out. We got 6. Welcome in, everybody. Can somebody comment down below? Can you hear me okay? Perfect. Nancy's here. I know Nancy always is on top of stuff. Can you hear me all right, Nancy? We got 19 in the house. Welcome in, everybody. I'm sure it's sending notifications out. Today, we are going to do audio and video is good. Perfect. Appreciate that, Nancy. First live stream here in Williams near the Grand Canyon. And service is full bars, but it's 4G instead of 5G. So I wasn't sure how a live stream was going to work. Seems to be holding up okay. So we are going to do a little bit different for game night tonight. I decide we're going to make Rocky work for it. And Rocky is going to be the whole theme of the equation. Now, it is 85 degrees outside. We're going to be having him play and do stuff like that. He is a little sensitive to the heat. So I got to make sure every now and then we take a break for water, give him some time in the shade, etc. We don't want him overdoing it at all. I see Ray coming in. Welcome in, Ray. Thank you for watching. As usual, we are going live for an hour, and then it is 7 o'clock Central. We will have Travel Around Susie doing her trivia night. I see Jen. Is it all right if I call you Jen? Welcome in. Thank you for swinging back here again. We are going to put Rocky to work. And let me take my phone off the tripod here and flip you guys around. You can say he's just chilling right now. He's a lazy pup. But we have a nice little obstacle course set up here. So we're going to do a little bit of training, see if I could weave him in between these trees and then jump over that. And let's actually get up here. I'll actually walk through this course here. So Rocky has had no training. We've never really done an obstacle course, but I thought it would be fun for tonight, and you guys can help me, give me ideas on how to train him and do stuff like that. He's always very smart. So he typically catches on quick, but we'll see what happens tonight. Rocky is a purebred German Shepherd, so he is an absolute handsome boy, but he is also 100% a troublemaker. So we have some TREAT for him. We're gonna hide him around. We're gonna play some hide and seek. Then the obstacle course, my thoughts are we train Rocky to come and weave through this before jumping over this. And then we have his button right here, which is for TREAT. That is the obstacle course. Are you camping? I actually live in my camper. I'm a full-time nomad, and I write books. I have 2 published books right now, 2 memoirs specifically, and I do photography, all kinds of different stuff. If you guys want to check that out, the link is in the description of this live stream. Over here, we have all kinds of Rocky's toys. We have this puzzle, which is like Hungry Hungry Hippos. I pop this off here. Can't do it with one hand. I pop it off. You put the treats in there, and he has to press it down to get the treats to scoop out. And then we have this one, which is a maze. You could hide the treats anywhere in here, and he has to move the tiles around in order to find the treats. And then just a bunch of toys. This is a neon launcher for these balls. They go freaking far. Problem with the blaster is, just like normal fetch, usually when I throw a ball or something, I'm the one that has to go get it because Rocky doesn't bring it back to me. And then here we just got a bunch of miscellaneous. This is not a toy. This is like his cooling vest. But you can see we have a bunch of different toys here for him. We got a Frisbee, some blocks. So we have a bunch of different stuff. And it's going to be completely up to you guys what we have Rocky do today. We have one more thing inside the camper here that I got to grab. We just went to town today to buy some groceries and check the visitor center because I'm hunting Bigfoot. So we were trying to find some information on that. More info to come. But while there was Smokey the Bear merch. And growing up, I always spent the summers camping with my grandma and grandpa Roland. And I can't tell you how many times I've met with a ranger and they told me stories about Smokey the Bear, etc. And I realized I didn't have any Smokey the Bear merch. So I had to grab some of that. One of which is a new baseball for Rocky. So yet again, he gets another new toy, even though he's got 50 already. Let's go outside. You're so dirty. Because as you guys can see here, we got the new baseball, the old baseball. So, starting out here. Oh, Rocky, careful. There's a table there. There's a table there. It's a good thing you got a thick head. We are going to grab some treats. And we'll start the games off by hiding a couple treats. Let me grab the other bag while we're in here as well. Where'd I put the other bag? Now, seriously, I just grabbed the other bag of treats. Where'd I put it? Oh, Nancy, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. Seriously? That complicates things. Okay, let's go out here. Outside. Oh! Okay. So, we got these ones for now. And we're going to play some hide and seek. And as you can see, someone's excited. So let me put you guys down for a minute so I could open this up. We got 5 in the house. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new here, we do weekly game nights every Thursday, followed by Travel Around Susie, who does trivia. You're drooling on me. That's a first. And we do require you to be a subscriber for at least 1 minute in order to comment, because we get a lot of bots and spam and stuff like that. So that helps limit that. Okay, Rocky, I need you to go in the camper for a minute. Inside. Good boy. I gotta go hide them. Hold on. I gotta go hide. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, guys. So we got 3 of these treats here. And we gotta hide them somewhere for him to try to find. So, let's see. You know, right out the gate. We'll hide one there. We got 2 other ones. Let's hide one. I'm trying to see where he can't see me. Let's hide the second one over here. We'll hide it right here. And then the last one we'll hide right over here. So 3 treats, 3 different locations. Let's see how long it takes him to find them. Go ahead and comment. What do you guys think? Is he gonna find them in a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes? What do you guys think? Come on, Rocky. You gotta find the treats. Where are they? Where are they? You gotta find them. You gotta find them. Where is it? Where is it? Can you get it? Can you get it? Uh-oh. How are you gonna get it? How are you gonna get it, Rocky? You gotta get it. I'm not gonna help you. You gotta get it. You gotta get it. You're smart enough. How you get it? How you gonna get it, Rocky? Oh, are you just giving up? Where's your treat? Where is it? Yeah, there it is. How are you gonna get it? Can't figure out how to get underneath the carpet. Oh, careful. I'm laying here. Well, where are they? Where are they? Where's your treats? Where are they? He's gonna stay fixated on this until he gets it. I'll help you out a little bit. Let's get you going. Good boy. Okay, let's go this way. Let's go this way. Where are they? Where are they? Where's your treats? Use your nose. You ain't no drug dog, but I know you could smell treats. Good boy. Good boy. That's 2. That's 2 out of 3. Where's the other one? Where is it? We're going in the wrong direction. No, it's not over there. Rocky, it's over this way. Come on. Rocky, no. What do you got? Spit it out. Spit it out. Is that the frickin' bone again? It is. Give me that. I don't know where you found a piece of bone. God damn you, Rocky. This is not a toy. He found this piece of bone, and he's obsessed with it now. No, you're not getting it. We're just gonna throw this deep into the frickin' woods here. As far as I can, anyway. Away from our camp. No idea where he found this frickin' bone. Stay. Stay. That is not a toy. Come on. Oh, we're covered in dust. Yeah, I know, Treats. I know. You gotta come this way. Freaking ATV just went down the dirt road going Mach 90. So all I could see was dirt for a second. Where is it? Where's the treat? Where is it? You are way too quick at this. Good boy. Good boy, you found them all. Good boy. Okay, let's go this way. Somebody's happy. Good boy. Come on, this way. Let's go get more. Let's go get some more. You gonna drink some water? Yeah, drink some water. You gotta stay hydrated. Okay, let's grab his shark here. Flip his button back around. Okay, you want the shark? You want it? You gotta go this way. You gotta go this way. We're gonna have you rice for it. Let's see. Okay, come on. Come this way. Good boy. I'm surprised he actually jumped over it. I was totally expecting him to go this way versus over that. What? Is that your shark? Is that your shark? I'm gonna get that shark. I'm gonna get that shark. Where are you going? Where are you going with it? Nancy says you need to give it to me. Are you playing keep away? Are you playing keep away? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm gonna get that shark. Oh, I got it. I got it. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Oh, you so strong. You so strong. He never shares his toys, you guys. Probably because I make him work for him. I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe an elk? I don't see anything. Kind of sounded like an elk behind us. Have to keep an eye out. That would be cool to see on a live stream. Are you just so thirsty? Are you just so hot? Oh, look at you. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. He's just so happy. Yeah. And Nancy's clapping for you. Oh my goodness. You're just so hot. Yeah, maybe it's too hot for this Is it too hot to be running around? Maybe we shift gears a little bit. Because it's only been 20 minutes. Let me check. Yeah, your ears are hot. We'll take a break. While we let him cool off a little bit, I'm gonna grab him a little bit more water. And let's talk about my new camping area. So I am here in Williams, Arizona. Like I said, about half an hour, 40 minutes away from the Grand Canyon. Wind must have shut my door here. Let's give Rocky a little bit more water. And I'll be here for about a month now. Hold on, I'm giving you some. Hold on. We're going to be here for about a month. We'll continue doing game nights. We're going to do next week. We'll do, what was I calling it? Where in the world is Kobe and Rocky? And we'll take a bunch of pictures and videos from my travels. And you guys have to guess the state, the country, or even the specific location if you're able to. Bonus points for that. Here you go. Water. Yeah, you were thirsty. He was a thirsty boy. And while I'm here, I am doing... I'm trying to put you guys on my tripod so I can drink water too. It is kind of hot. Ooh. While I'm here, I am trying to hunt Bigfoot. So I guess we're going to shift gears a little bit here. And I guess it's not really game night. Because he is panting pretty bad and his ears were pretty hot on the inside. So I don't want to run him too much. So instead, let's, I guess, just do a discussion live stream here. Because I've been meaning to talk about this anyway. So there's a contest going on right now where you have to try to make a 4 to 10 minute YouTube style video. Hey Lewis, welcome in. Thank you for joining, Lewis. I do apologize. Rocky is starting to get too hot here. So we had to press pause on him running around and doing all of that. He's panting pretty bad, wants to lay in the shade, and there's a trick. If you touch the inside of a dog's ears, that can kind of tell you how well they're regulating their temperature, and his ears were very hot, so we kind of just said enough of that for the live stream. We did about 20 minutes. Sucks because I have everything out and everything set up for it, but his safety's got to come first, and he definitely seems like he's getting too hot. So now we're talking about Bigfoot, Lewis. Are you a believer? I'm curious. Knowing Lewis, I want to say he's gonna answer yes. That's my guess here. Not staying long at 7:30. Gotta go somewhere. Okay, not a problem. Appreciate you still stopping in. But as I was saying, there's a contest, a 4 to 10 minute YouTube style video, and you have to investigate a cryptid. So you're talking like Mothman, Dogman, the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. And the one I'm picking here is specifically Bigfoot. Because coming from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, I'm used to this kind of environment. The forest and everything. And it's always been super fascinating to me. We've talked about paranormal. We've talked about aliens. We've talked about all that kind of stuff. And everyone loves that kind of stuff. But we've never talked about Bigfoot or cryptids. So, the contest here specifically is whoever can make the most compelling video with evidence wins a $1,500 prize. Now, there's 3 types of evidence you need to gather during your investigation and include in the video, however. The first one is actually, hold on, I got my notebook. Give me 2 seconds since we're shifting gears. Okay. What was the question? Had my volume down. I'm wondering if you're a believer in Bigfoot, Lewis. I see Nancy saying highly skeptical. Here it is. So you must compile 3 types of evidence. I got a nice little notebook here that I can easily carry around me when I'm out in the woods investigating or traveling. Type A is habitat evidence. If this cryptid did exist, this is the kind of place it would use. So you have to consider things like cover. Well, in the forest, I mean the trees outside of here, because they're trimmed, those provide cover. What kind of access is there? Is there trails where deers and bears and stuff walk? What kind of resources such as food and water are available? And like low visibility, stuff like that. That's evidence A. So you got to think, okay, the point of the contest is to try to make the most compelling video that makes someone stop and think, maybe Bigfoot or a cryptid, but in my case, Bigfoot, maybe a Bigfoot is real. Because I see Lewis saying, no, he's not a believer. So my job is trying to make a compelling enough video where it makes you stop and think a little bit and go, maybe. So that's the first piece of evidence we need to get, is the habitat evidence, resources, etc. Evidence number 2 is, my page stuck together. Evidence 2 is trace evidence. Something in this spot can be interpreted as a cryptid. So this must be self-found, not staged, and it needs to be documented like a field scientist. Somebody who's out in the field investigating, taking pictures, what are the measurements, etc. So for this type of evidence, you're looking for a track, an impression, a disturbance, like maybe a bush is bent downwards because an animal went through it. Markings and scratches on trees. Maybe shed material, like it built a shed, or fur and residue and stains, stuff like that. I see Lewis saying North Carolina does have a monster called Normie. It's a monster that supposedly lives in Lake Norman, North Carolina. So that would be a cryptid, and that would fall under the category for this contest. So your job, Lewis, if you wanted to, for example, would be to go out to this lake that you're talking about and try to gather evidence, thinking, okay, if the monster was real, how would it exist and what would it need to exist? And then investigating those leads. So that's our second type of evidence that I need to find. The third type of evidence is the hardest one. Type C, I need visual evidence. AKA, specifically, I need a real human with a first-hand account. Now, it doesn't need to be, I saw this big ape-like creature walking in the woods. It doesn't have to be like that. It's for me, for example, here in Williams, there is a local legend that they call Bigfoot basically Thump Thump. The reason they call him Thump Thump is because the sound it makes when it runs through the woods, as well as Bigfoots are supposedly known for throwing rocks at trees, making thumping sounds. So, I have to try to find someone who maybe they were camping out in the woods like me, and one night in the middle of the night they heard a thumping sound. And I have to investigate that. I have a list of 7 questions from the contest. I need to ask 5 of them. We gather all of this evidence, put it into a 4 to 10 minute YouTube video, and like I said, the most compelling video wins $1,500. Now, outside of trying to find a witness, trying to find evidence, per se, there's one other really big catch that makes this quite difficult. The criteria is that all evidence must be within a 1-mile circle. So, Georgianne, she's not here tonight, but Georgianne has seen Bigfoot, and I know Georgianne is a big believer in Bigfoot. Initially, when I first heard about the contest, I reached out to Georgianne, but upon reading the rules, I realized I can't have her interview because her encounter, I believe, was over in Ohio, and I'm here in Williams, Arizona. So unfortunately, it's not within a 1-mile radius or 1-mile circle, 1-mile diameter. Thus, I can't interview her. So it's tricky too because I'm looking into all these objects. Like I said, you have to basically put everything on a back burner, disbelief, whatnot, and you have to say, okay, if Bigfoot was real, how would it live and what would it need? And I'm getting some answers, but the thing is, I cannot go out into the field to investigate my theories until I narrow down an area that somebody saw it. Because if I go to an area and I see bushes that are squished and scratches on trees, for example, and I get all this evidence during my investigation, and then I do find a witness and they go, oh, but I saw someone way over here instead of over there, it doesn't count. And like I said, finding a witness is probably going to be the hardest thing. I did go to the visitor center today in town and I asked them about this. And I'm like thinking to myself, they're going to think I'm crazy. And they kind of chuckled about it, but they said that is a very hard request. None of them personally have had any weird phenomenons or encounter type things out here in the forest. One of them was born and raised local to Williams, and she did confirm the story of Thump Thump is real, so that was a good starting point. Because the story of Thump Thump specifically is over in this direction. There is a children's youth camp, and that is where the first sighting of Thump Thump occurred. So pretty much right in my backyard here. So that's some good information, and she connected to me, or she sent me somebody on TikTok, and I reached out to them. It's a local to Williams, and they try to share stories and legends and keep all that stuff alive. Because I told her, like Thump Thump, for example, I could barely find anything on that. So I didn't know if it was just an AI generated story or if there was some truth behind it and it was a real local legend. And she confirmed it's real. I see Nancy, yeah, good point. Georgianne is going to tell her story about encountering Bigfoot next Wednesday on Jeff and Tammy's channel. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you go check that out. I'll make sure to share that as well. I see Lewis saying, I gotta go. I'll be in Susie's stream later. You and Rocky have a blast. Thank you. Rocky is now asleep, so that definitely shifts a gear on things, and we still got about 25 minutes, so this is gonna be interesting. So let's see. So, okay. I'll let you guys decide here. We got 4 in the house. We can't do this with Rocky. We can't do the original plan. He's just too hot. Quite honestly, sitting in the sun right now, I am too hot. It's when you're in the sun, you feel it. So here's a couple options. We got 3 in the house, and we got 25 minutes until Susie goes live. Would you guys like to hear more about my investigation into Bigfoot and this contest? Would you guys like to play Spark? I mean, I could go grab that deck of cards and we can play Spark as well. One thing I am going to do while I wait for your guys' answer is I'm going to flip this camera and this chair around so I'm sitting in the shade, because it is far too hot in the sun, even for me. So we're going to do that. And just let me know. We got 3 in the house here. Do you guys want to hear more on Bigfoot and the contest, or do you guys want to play Spark? Either way, I'm down. Quick, easy shift, and that way we don't have to worry about Rocky overheating. You're okay. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just coming in the shade by you. Yeah, I'm just coming in the shade by you. Here, let me get your water. You gotta stay hydrated. Back up. Back up. There you go. Water. Okay. So what's your guys' thoughts? Much better in the shade. Oh. I will say with the contest itself requires a 4. Let me move this closer. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Okay, yeah, we could keep talking about this here. Let me do that so I can lean back a little bit. Do you believe in Bigfoot? That's the question, isn't it? So, there's a certain aspect that I'm going to do in my contest entry that I think is unique, and not a lot of people, if anyone, I don't think anyone's going to think of this. So, do you believe in Bigfoot? I am skeptical. I don't know why I'm struggling so bad with that word. But yeah, there's a twist I'm gonna do in the video. You guys are gonna get to see. But I don't want to spoil it, and I don't want to give out ideas either for anyone else who might track this contest down and enter it. I will say, for me personally, just like you guys recently learned about me treasure hunting, somewhat recently, that was probably 6 months ago now, actually. You guys get the point. You guys have learned that I'm really big into treasure hunting and puzzles, and I have been my entire life. The mystery of things. And I think in my first video on the Forest Fin treasure, I even mentioned how I used to deep dive into mysteries like the Loch Ness Monster, which, if you ask me about the Loch Ness Monster, 100% believe it was real. I'm not up to date on things nowadays, so I don't know what its status is today, but the Loch Ness Monster, absolutely 100%. Bigfoot, I don't know. It's cool to hear stories, like obviously Georgianne has one, and she's going to be sharing her story and her encounter. It's just very tricky for me, because growing up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, in my opinion, that is a prime area for Bigfoot. If we were to assume, like the contest requires, that Bigfoot is real, in my opinion, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan would be prime real estate for this creature. Because not only do you have the forest area like this, but it's very, very, very remote. I mean, it's not like you have a bunch of people all over every square inch of that Upper Peninsula. There can definitely be something hiding in those woods that easily could go an entire lifetime without us finding it, in my opinion. With that being said, with how much time I've spent in the woods and how much people I know, like, we had my photography mentor who has been to 1,000 waterfalls in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, the first person to ever do it. How come none of us have a Bigfoot story? And again, not I saw this big hairy creature. Even just something minor like we heard thumping at night, or, this happened and we thought it was really weird. It just, like, statistically, you would think it would be bound, at least one of us would have a story. Similarly, I was just talking to my dad about this the other day. Now, here in the United States, a majority of the country, I mean, the population has grown, towns have been built, cities have been built. There's less and less areas like this where it's just pure forest. The Upper Peninsula is, again, a prime example of areas that still exist in that habitat. But you guys get my point. There's not a forest in New York City, and, well, Central Park, but you guys get my point. So with that kind of stuff, and the fact that nowadays cameras on phones are so remarkably good, and practically everybody has a cell phone, statistically, you would think at least one video would exist where everyone would clearly be like, that's Bigfoot, it's real, etc. But there's not. There's videos where people go, okay, there might be. There's videos where people make AI nowadays. So that makes things even trickier. But on the other hand, I didn't believe in the paranormal until I learned the hard way. And with my experience with the paranormal, it was basically, I still say this to the day, because if I heard my story on the paranormal like 3-4 years ago, I would have thought I was crazy. I wasn't a believer. So what I say all the time is I didn't believe until I went through it, and it was easier, basically, quite frankly, it was easier to admit that maybe the paranormal do exist versus continuing to deny it. Because otherwise, I was trying to figure out all these logical explanations to these things happening around me, and there were none. And it was driving me insane. I remember being in tears at one point because of it. It had driven me that crazy. And I remember talking to somebody like, I can't trust my senses. I can't trust what I see what I hear. Like, is it real? Am I imagining things? Is it just in my head? I was going absolutely bonkers until I finally went, maybe the paranormal is real. So I think I'm kind of in the same boat with Bigfoot. Right now, I'm not going to say 100% no, it doesn't exist. On the flip side, I'm not going to say 100% yes, that it does exist. And that's kind of why I'm excited about this contest. Not only because it's in my wheelhouse of making a 4 to 10 minute video, which quite honestly, I was going to say this, I don't think I did. I feel like that is way too short. Like, for the interview alone, we're required to ask 5 questions, and you want the video at max to be 10 minutes long. That means the interview alone, 5 questions, the person answering would have to answer each question in less than 2 minutes. And even if they do 2 minutes, well, that uses up the full 10 minutes. So then you can't talk about being out in the field and your investigation and what you find or don't find and what your conclusion is. So it's, I don't know, complicated. But I'm excited to be out here. We have a month before I have to go to work. And I'm excited to take this seriously, not learn in a hard way like I did with the paranormal, but take it seriously, not just because the contest is whoever makes the most compelling video showing that maybe they exist wins $1,500. It helps. But to be out here and go, okay, based off of your knowledge, the tools at your disposal, in a month to do anything, basically, what can you come up with? What can you personally find? Forget the other videos that pop up on YouTube and all this stuff. Forget about the giant paw prints or the handprints people find. What can I personally find? Now, some of you might watch the video depending on what I find or don't find. But for an extreme example, if I found a footprint, and this is that again, it compares to the paranormal. Because if I find a giant footprint, for example, it's going to make me change my mind. If I find a 22-inch footprint in the middle of the woods, that's going to seriously make me think, okay, maybe it's real. But I bet you anything, on the flip side of that, there's going to be people that go, you staged it, it's fake, and I'm even if I did find a footprint, again, extreme example, I'd still have to consider, okay, did somebody make this as a prank? Like, investigating all those different angles. But I don't know. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be interesting. Right now, throughout my investigation, I am basically comparing to a black bear or bears in general. From everything we supposedly know about Bigfoot is very, very similar to a bear. And what I mean by that is they would need the same amount of food. They'd probably gather and hunt the same way. Stuff like that. So I think that's an interesting lead to go up on. I see Nancy saying UFO, not so much. Other life in our galaxy, I believe a good possibility. See, that's something for me to UFOs, 100% believe in. No hesitation there. I believe in that. Aliens, 100% believe in it. So it's kind of exciting. You guys get to see this other side of me that hasn't been shown yet. And quite honestly, I've been wanting to show it and do something like this. No joke. For the entire 5 years this channel has been up and running. Because it's just, I love this stuff. I find it so fascinating. I love trying to be the guy that solves the mystery. And at the very least, I hope to make people stop and think. So, with that, I was mentioning the video I think is too short. I'm going to be making a separate video. I've already started it. And it's going to show you guys the entire process. It's going to show me researching this area, researching Bigfoot, Thump Thump, trying to find a witness, my mistakes, what I find. You're going to see the actual contest entry eventually, too. The contest, I think, runs through August. So this video, unfortunately, is something you guys won't see for a very long time, because if I publish it on YouTube, then I can't enter it into the contest. And again, I think I might have a decent chance of winning. I don't want to get my hopes up, but it's kind of exciting to be like, this is my expertise. This is my wheelhouse, and I'm in a perfect area for it right now. I just, it's icing on the cake, so to speak. So that is where I'm at with that. Loch Ness Monster, 100%. Aliens, UFOs, 100%. Bigfoot, undetermined. That's a good way to answer that question in a single short word. Undetermined. But yeah, I'm curious what Georgianne's experience was. If there's anything with her experience that I'll be able to use. The visitor center. Outside of the TikTok account, they recommended maybe going to the local watering holes here. There is several watering holes where there's no swimming allowed, but there's a lot of fishing. The reason there is no swimming allowed is because they use these watering holes for drinking water. So the water is safe to drink, pretty much. There's fish in them, so it's very heavy fishing. And I was specifically told that not only a lot of locals go to the fishing holes, but a lot of elderly locals do. So they've been around longer. They've heard like the original legend of Thump Thump. They might know somebody, or they might have seen something during a fishing trip or a hunting trip. It's going to be tricky, but I have 1 month. I have to track somebody down. So if by chance there's any other nomads watching this and you've been to Williams, Arizona, and you have an experience that you thought was an odd encounter or just a weird experience in general, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, if you know anyone who has, again, we know Georgianne, but unfortunately, it's got to be in a 1 mile radius, which throws things off so bad. Like, part of me, I kind of want to reach out to the person running the contest and ask if it's strict 1 mile radius for a witness interview or what their thoughts are there. It's just, yeah, I gotta find a witness. That's what it comes down to. I gotta find a witness, and I gotta find one that's also willing to be interviewed. I don't have to show their face on camera. That is in the guidelines. It says you can film their hands or their shoes if they don't want to be on camera. So I gotta try to do it, but at the same time, you're walking up to people fishing in the woods and, hey, I'm not crazy, but have you ever seen Bigfoot? I don't know. That's gonna be the hardest part. So if you guys have any ideas as well, let me know. I did join. There's a Facebook group for Williams, Arizona. I did try to make a post there, but it's been 2 days now, and it says the post is just pending admin approval. And at this point, if it hasn't gotten approved, I think there was others, like other people's posts that have been posted. So I don't think they're going to accept it and allow it in their group, which is weird because I searched the group and there were like posts in there talking about Thump Thump and Bigfoot. So I thought, okay, it's a perfect area to start. But yeah, I don't know. I reached out to the TikToker. Maybe they have a personal story or know somebody. But going through their TikTok, it's more general information on the creature. So I'm guessing they probably don't have a first-hand experience, nor have anyone who's willing to interview. And I mean, they're local to the area. They've been sharing legends and stories of Williams for quite some time now. So if they don't know anyone, I don't know. Very, very tricky. I see we got 5 minutes left until Susie goes live, and we still got 2 in the house. Thank you guys for hanging in there. During our last 4 minutes here, do you guys have any other questions? Let me flip back open to my notes here. Oh, one thing I was going to mention as well, when it comes to me believing or not, you do have to admit that pretty much all over the world, there are stories of what we here in the US call Bigfoot. Now, they always have different names depending on where they're at. But the fact that there's so many stories from around the world, and they all date back pretty far too. So it makes you wonder, is there some truth to it? The fact that, like, there's a Bigfoot in Australia. We have Bigfoots here in the US, Bigfoots in Canada. I'm pretty sure there's, like, Bigfoot exists over in Europe. So, I don't know. Makes you wonder. But then again, if it's worldwide and with how many people and technology, again, double-edged sword for me. Double-edged sword. It's hard for me to give a definite answer. Oh, I see Nancy asking, is that a road behind you? This right here is a road. That's actually, you might see people driving past every now and then. A truck just drove past us. This little section. We're kind of right off the road, actually. It's pros and cons. It's a good spot, beautiful spot, but we are right next to the road, which I don't know if I'm going out investigating and stuff. Maybe it is better to be close to the road. Also with Rocky, he woke me up at 1:30 in the morning last night because he needed to come outside and go to the bathroom. It is pitch black right now. So dark that you can't see your hand in front of your face. So here we are in the middle of the woods at night, and he needs to go outside. And there's mountain lions in the area, there's black bears. That's a problem I have yet to solve, because letting him out in the middle of the night's a problem. And normally we don't have that problem, but for whatever reason, the last 2 days, he did it. Last night was 1:30, the night before was like 4:30. I think it might be because we're outside already, so it throws off his system, his routine. I don't know. Very annoying, though. I see we're almost to an hour here, so yep, 4:57. We're going to call it here, and I'll send you guys over to travel around Susie. I'm going to go drink some more water myself because I'm still hot, and I think Rocky could use a little bit more as well. But thank you guys for tuning in and still watching, even though we had to put his obstacle course and stuff on pause. He got hot quicker than I expected, but he is sensitive to the heat at times, so, and it is hot in that sun, like you guys saw. Even I had to frickin' move out of that sun, so Yeah, head on over to Travel Around Susie's and play some trivia. I might be there. I don't know. My mind's in 50 different places thinking about Bigfoot and trivia, and I don't know. It's fun. It's fun trying to solve something and investigate this. And oh, here's another thing. Not only is there bears and mountain lions and stuff here at night, which is a risk for Rocky, if Bigfoot is real, they're believed to be nocturnal, with most encounters happening between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. So, yeah, that would be something to let Rocky out at 1:30 in the morning because he's got to pee and there's freaking Bigfoot on my front lawn. But, yeah, see you guys next time. Saturday we'll have an Altman video. Otherwise, yeah, we'll just keep doing these every week until I go to work. Take care, everyone, and hopefully see ya on the next adventure.